Welcome back to Behind the Standard. I'm Brenner.
I'm Cortlynn.
And we're here to break down the news. First up this week, Hurricane Harvey just hit in the Gulf Coast, and we had a reporter ask around campus to see what we, as in Missouri, could do to help them.
So Hurricane Harvey hit on August 25th, and right now the biggest need is fundraising. And she actually found out that sending things like clothes, bedding, and even like teddy bears isn't always the best choice because they don't always have storage for those things.
Right. So right now they just need as many donations as they can get in the form of monetary donations. Along with that, it's also very important because Irma is about to hit down in Florida and Cuba.
Yeah, so Hurricane Irma is actually Category 5, which is a step up from Hurricane Harvey, and it's, like Brenner said, about to hit near Cuba and Florida. So we'll see.
Moving on to our next story, we have a new housing development opening up on National here next fall of 2018.
Yeah, so Boomertown Studios is going to open up next year. It's going to have about 70 studio bedrooms, and it's going to cost about $750, which I know for some students is a little on the pricey side, I would say.
I mean, it's really on the pricey side when you think about it. But all that being said, utilities, internet, anything like that is included. From the schematics that they have so far, it looks like it's going to be a really nice living situation. And like Cortlynn said, only 70 people, so you don't have that many terrible neighbors to deal with. So
Exactly.
All in all, the $750 might actually be worth it.
And it also will probably be cheaper than living in the dorms.
Oh, most definitely. Moving on to our next story, we have the rodeo coming to town this week in the form of professional bull riding.
Yeah, so we actually are having a reporter go to PBR this weekend, and she's just going to walk around, see what's going on, probably take some pictures. She'll be on social media this weekend. She also wrote a story for us this week about the safety of PBR, because a lot of people get concerned about like animal rights and stuff like that. And she found out that bull safety is actually their top priority.
Which is good to hear because when you think about it, you don't want the entertainment to be at the expense of the animals. So it's good to hear that they do take that safety seriously. Along with that article and the upcoming article on PBR itself, you can also see a barbecue review that I wrote this week in regards to all of the barbecue around town, because let's be honest, what's a rodeo without barbecue? And a few other articles surrounding PBR.
He has a great picture in the paper, so be sure to check it out.
It's gorgeous.
Then also, with go on with PBR, that's also why part of Harrison Street is pretty much blocked off with semis right now, so that's why traffic's pretty bad over there.
Yeah, so to only add to our parking problem here on campus, the yellow lot on Harrison Street next to Subway probably will be full to the brim, so try to keep that in consideration when planning out your commute to and from campus.
So our next story is about experiment with tiny robots.
A professor on campus, when the tornado in Joplin hit a couple years ago, he realized that search and rescue wasn't always the easiest thing to do. So his next best guess was to send in robots to help with the process.
And these robots can be used for search and rescue, and I mean, they're pretty cool new development.
Yeah.
I think it should be pretty awesome when they finally come around.
Absolutely. They're about this big. They can get into cracks and crevices that people can't get into. That could be a game changer for disaster response teams, especially in a situation like that tornado that happened in Joplin.
Absolutely.
That's all the news that we have this week. If there's anything else you want to read, be sure to pick up an issue of the Standard. I'm Brenner Moore.
I'm Cortlynn Stark.
And we'll see you next week.